You know, pretty much everyone has had that daydream, right? Holding that winning lottery ticket, just imagining how your entire life is about to change in a single instant. But what if that whole idea is a trap? And what if the real jackpot, the one you're actually guaranteed to see, is something else entirely? Okay, let's get into it. Right off the bat, this whole idea of waiting around for a miracle, it gets completely flipped on its head. The philosophy here is that we're all looking outside of ourselves for some kind of rescue, some big event to save us, when the true miracle, the power to create any life you want, is already inside you. It's not something you have to find, it's something you have to activate.
And that leads to a really fascinating question. We hear the stories all the time, don't we? People win millions only to end up broke, miserable, sometimes even worse off than they were before. Why is that? The answer to this actually reveals a fundamental truth about wealth and, more importantly, about character.
So, first things first, we have to pull back the curtain on the grand deception of sudden, unearned wealth. It is absolutely not the blessing it appears to be. Here's the deal. Wealth that just shows up without any effort, it tends to destroy an unprepared mind. The person who gets it just doesn't have the internal machinery, the habits, the discipline, the identity to handle it. But earned wealth, that's totally different. It's a byproduct of becoming someone strong enough to manage it in the first place. The struggle is what forges the character you need to actually keep the success.
This gets at a universal law. Anytime you take a shortcut to the prize, you forfeit the personal growth that was required to keep it. The universe doesn't reward laziness with lasting rewards. That's a law as real and as predictable as gravity.
Okay, so if the lottery is a trap, then where's the real treasure? Well, the idea is that it's not out there somewhere. It's already inside of you. It's like you're sitting on your own personal gold mine.
This is the one asset that every single person is born with. It's not money, it's not your connections, it's your mind when it's disciplined. It's the power to hold a clear, focused thought, to believe in it with everything you've got, and then to act on it decisively. This, right here, is the factory where all wealth is created.
Let's just be really direct about this. A lack of money is never the real problem. The real problem is a lack of focus. A mind that just drifts and wanders from one thing to the next can't create anything of value. The gold you want has to exist as a focused thought first.
Just think about this contrast for a second. True wealth is a state of mind. It's an internal posture. The beggar with a definite purpose and a fire in his belly, he is already on the road to riches. But the man with plenty of money but no direction, no belief, he's already on the fast track to ruin. Belief, that's the true currency. Okay, so we've got this inner power, but how do we actually use it? What do we do? This next part gives us the practical, hands-on tools for building a life, not waiting for one.
These are the 3 pillars. Think of them as the creator's toolkit. You gotta have all 3. A definite purpose to give you a North Star, a real commitment to serving other people to create value, and that unshakable faith to see it all through, especially when things get tough.
Now let's talk about usefulness for a second. The principle is simple. You don't chase money, you attract it. You become a person of such immense value that riches are drawn to you like a magnet. Every dollar you ever earn is basically just a receipt that proves you solved someone's problem.
And that brings this whole big idea right down to our daily lives. This isn't about some grand plan 5 years from now. It's about asking yourself right now, today, what problem in my job, in my family, in my community can I start solving? Quietly, cheerfully, and with excellence. Next up, that definite aim. It can't be some vague wish like, oh, I want to be rich. No way. It has to be a clear, specific, emotionally charged purpose that completely commands your thoughts and actions. Without it, all your talent and energy just sort of leaks away into nothing. You just drift.
And finally, faith. And look, this isn't passive hope. It's not just crossing your fingers. It is an active mental state. It's choosing to believe in your aim as if you already had it. The person who moves forward in faith is the one who creates the very proof that the rest of the world is waiting to see.
So, you have the tools, but how do you make using them automatic, effortless, and powerful? Well, the answer is all about rhythm and habit.
Now we get to this really cool concept called hypnotic rhythm. The law is incredibly simple. Whatever you practice, you become. If you repeatedly practice fear and doubt, then fear and doubt become your automatic response to everything. But if you repeatedly practice discipline and faith, they become your automatic character. The law doesn't judge, it just follows your lead.
So what does this look like in the real world? It's a daily system, a rhythm. It's waking up with a purpose, speaking your aim into existence, working with intense, controlled focus, and just cutting out all the mental poison of complaining and gossip. This isn't about raw willpower. It's about building a system that literally carries you forward.
And that's the bottom line, isn't it? Your life, right now, today, is a perfect reflection of your habits. If you don't like the reflection you see in the mirror, you have to change what you repeat day in and day out. Successful people aren't necessarily more talented. They're simply more structured.
And all of this leads us to the final truth, the big payoff. And it's a complete reframing of what it even means to win. Here is the ultimate takeaway from all of this. The true victory, it's not the money, it's not the applause. The victory is in the transformation. It's in becoming the kind of person who gets up with purpose, who disciplines their mind, who serves others with excellence, and who walks with unshakable faith. That person has already won the game.
You see, by just choosing to live by these principles, by forging that aim, by building those habits, by developing that faith, you have already achieved the most important part of the victory. The person who is waiting for luck to strike is gone. In their place is a builder, a creator. The external results, they're now just a matter of time.
So that's the choice it all boils down to. The real prize isn't wealth. It's the character that gets forged in the pursuit of it. And the price for that incredible prize is daily discipline. The question is never whether or not it works. The only question is, are you willing to pay the price?